My name's Fiona, I'm the Taubmans Colour Specialist, and I'm here tonight to talk to you in regards to all things colour. I'm hoping that we're working now. Yep, I've just given the okay, fantastic, so you'll have to bear with us. I do apologise about that. So as I said, I'm here to talk to you in regards to all things colour, and tonight's session is focusing on interiors. But as we always say, it's not necessarily just on interiors. If you have any questions in regards to any projects that you're embarking on, even if they are exterior, or any questions you have on products, etc., this is your opportunity to upload all of your questions into our feed, and we'll do our best to answer the questions within the next half an hour as we are on screen. And then afterwards we hang back for an extra half an hour or so to filter through and answer the rest of the questions. So as I said, tonight is all about interior, and I'm going to focus on a question that I get asked, or a topic that we get asked quite frequently about, and it's about feature walls. So I've sort of thought about tonight, is the feature wall to do or not to do? So that's what we're going to talk about. And I guess from where I sort of look at it, colour is, it's an extremely personal decision, and it's extremely personal as to where you want to put the colour in your dwelling. And so tonight's session is to give you sort of a few little tips, and I've drawn up 3 interiors, and I've placed colour in different areas to show you how it can work. But I do want to make mention that, feature walls, or feature walls as in not just necessarily colour, but wallpaper's very much in. We're looking at lots of timber, textures, etc., etc. So people really do love to have that point of difference in their home. And the beauty of using colour is that you can use colour to really hone in and identify a space. You can use colour to make your space feel larger. You can use colour to, bring the room in if it is an overly big room. So colour is a fantastic tool. And when we talk about feature walls, it's not necessarily just painting one wall in a solid colour. Feature walls are sort of evolving, and you'll see that, there's lots of geometrical shapes, patterns, panelling. VJ panelling is very much on trend, and I've seen a lot of new homes that are using that now. What else have we seen? Murals that are being done inside homes, murals for nurseries, for children's rooms, for lounge rooms, different stripes with colours, etc. So, it's, as I keep saying, it's a personal choice, and it's entirely up to you. So I'm here to show you how we can make colours work, to talk about some colours that are very much, on trend, to navigate through our Taubmans website so I can show you how you can find the colours. If you're looking to embark on perhaps painting a feature wall, want to give you a place that you can start with. So I am going to start, and I guess one thing that I really want to get across is that these sessions are about giving you confidence with colour, and we really want you to embrace and own colour. So that's what this is all about. So I'm going to start, and I'm going to take the screen off me and pop it onto my computer. And I'll just pop myself up into the top screen. Okay, you can see me there. So I've drawn up basically a room, and the colour that I have put on the walls or superimposed using the RGB, etc., is Taubmans White House. Taubmans White House is a beautiful tone, and I think that it's very adaptable. It works in many environments, and it sits really well with a multitude of colours, and it happens to be one of my favourite tones. So I've drawn this up just to give you an idea. So if you're thinking about painting, or you want to paint a feature wall, or you're not sure where to put it, if we're talking about a living room, I do believe that the wall where the TV lives on is a fantastic place to start. And reason being, when you're sitting back and you're relaxing, there's nothing nicer than looking at a TV with a very dark background behind it. It's just really easy on the eyes. So I want to quickly show you how we can do that. And I'm going to use one of my favourite tones within the Taubmans library, which is Taubmans Trendy. It's beautiful, and I've already popped that in here. So I'm going to pop that onto the back of the wall here, as you can see. So now this does a couple of things. So it makes the space obviously darker, but I do tend to favour having a dark space when we talk about a lounge, and especially a place where you're going to sit back, relax, and watch TV if you like. But it also helps disguise a TV. So a TV sitting on a white wall really glares at you. We don't want to make a TV a feature, so this is a great way to create a fantastic space. So that is one way. That's one way to use a solid colour. You don't necessarily need to use a dark tone. I do find though that they work really well. Some of the other colours, I've written some down here so that I wouldn't just talk. Taubmans Mojo is another fantastic colour, and I'll take you to the web once I've gone through these designs. I'll take you through the web and show you where you can actually look for colour and where you can start. So that's the first one. So I'll come back to me while I just navigate myself around my computer screen so that you're not seeing all of this. Okay, the next space I want to talk about is, and we've had quite a few questions lately about paneling and about, you know, do you go dark on the bottom? So if you're splitting or you're dividing your wall, having paneling down the bottom, say for example VJ board, and then using a lovely white or something up the top, how do you differentiate that? Do you go dark down the bottom? Do you go white down the bottom, or the reverse? So in this same space, same room, but I have actually put in some paneling, and I've divided the room with colour. So I'm going to flip back to my screen and I'll pop myself back in the corner again. Okay, so within this space, what I have done is, as we can see here, we've got, well, you can't see the lines, but we've got paneling down the bottom which separates. So we're dividing the space. Now we're dividing the room with two tones. I've used a Taubmans colour called Highland Meadow, which I think is an absolutely beautiful tone. Now, do understand to the viewers out there, when you're looking at the screen that I'm looking at, you know, the colour isn't exactly what you would see if you were to go and get a colour chip, because a colour chip has paint deposit colour on it. So it's actually a true colour. This is looking at a computer screen. So there is a slight variance there. Yet again, I've popped it with Taubmans White House, but this just gives you a feel for what you can do. And when I'm going back, when we looked at more traditional Federation style homes, they were very renowned for having dado timber boards on the below part of the wall, followed by a rail, etc. And you know, the modern twist now is using the VJ paneling, and look, I think it works really, really well, and it's very adaptable. You can add beautiful colours. The one thing to be mindful of, and I've kept timber flooring here for a reason, is that if we were to say that, you know, at the front of this space, say there were a lot of windows getting a lot of natural light, the light can hit the floor and then reflect onto the walls. So if you do have that within your space, I do think that using the darker tone below as opposed to the white can work a lot better, because if you're after a really clean, bright white, for example, or a cooler white, if you've got the reflection of a timber floor, it can distort your white. So that's something to be mindful of. Now, I'll go back to my camera. Okay, the next thing I want to show you, actually, no, the next thing I do want to show you is one more design. And this is I had fun designing this. And this is a way, you know, taking on I suppose, a modern look of how you can create a feature wall without just having a block of colour. So I'll take you to the screen and I'll pop myself up in the corner again. Okay, and here we go. So I've drawn up same room, same design, same furniture. But what I have drawn up is sort of a curve and then another curve with the lines going down. There's three colours there. I've done a gradual tone of a darker sort of sea green going into mid-tone, and then a light tone. And this just gives you another, it's sort of a modern take as well on a feature wall, and it's very adaptable, it's fun, it's fresh. And it gives you a focal point because your eye is automatically drawn to something like that. So these are things that you can do when we talk about playing with colour and injecting colour into a space. So, and with this space here, I did create the colours here with Colorsmith. So what I'll do first is I'll go back to the website and show you where the colours are, and then I'm going to show you how I made these colours with Colorsmith. So let me take you back. I'll come back on the screen now very quickly. A lot of moving around here. Okay, so the easiest way to get to colour, and especially I understand with so many of us still in lockdown, it's very hard to go and browse, for example, a colour wall and have a look at colours. But you do have a world of colour available to you by hopping on the web. Hop on to taubmans.com.au and it will take you to our website. It's been recently upgraded and it is fantastic. So I'm going to quickly show you that now. All right, we are at our Taubmans web. So obviously you've got some drop down menus here. We're going to go through colours and we're going to hit paint colours. And if I scroll down here, the beauty of this is it has been put into colour families. So it's been categorised to make it really easy to navigate your way around. So if you're looking for a white and a neutral or a grey and a black, even a green, this is the place to go to. Now, what is fantastic about it is if I go to greys and blacks, because I've been talking about dark colours for feature walls, it will give you the most popular grey and black colours. So along here, we've got our Black Pearl, Silver Spy, Windswept Beach, Oyster Bar, and Mojo, as I was talking about Mojo before. Now, the other thing that it does as well is, so you can, let's hop onto Mojo. Let's click on it. It's just taking a moment. You can see I've already heart reacted these. I've got some favourites here so I could take you through them after. Some fantastic lifestyle shots to give you a feel of how the colour's going to look within your space. If you hop to the last image there, you actually can see the colour in its entirety. Now, this is a fantastic colour and this works really well with Taubmans White House, which was the colour that I showed previously in one of the SketchUp drawings. It's a fantastic colour. It's a beautiful grey and it's something definitely to consider if you're going to embark on a feature wall and you're wanting something very neutral because you're wanting to add accents of colour with your furnishings. This is somewhere to start. Now, the other fantastic thing about this is you can click onto the search button here, as you can see there, and you can pop in a colour that you might be looking for. So, for example, I used Taubmans Trendy in my design, so I'm going to pop that in here. Oops, be good if I could spell, especially when I'm live. And here we go, it pops up here, so I'll just click on that. It's thinking, beautiful. And again, straight down to the last image here, which gives me, as I said before, the colour in its entirety. So as you navigate your way through the website, what you can actually do is heart react them. And then at the end of it, you can click on the heart. Hopefully it'll work now. Fantastic. And it'll give you a menu, or it'll give you a drop down of all the colours that you've heart reacted, etc. So as you can see from here, I've been playing with colours. Tonight I've used White House, I've used Trendy. I'm going to actually open up Highland Meadow because I think it's a beautiful, beautiful tone. I actually love this colour so much that I'm going to use it for my front door. And here we go here. It is stunning. So this is this is an easy way for you to be able to search and look for colour while you're at home. But what I really want to show you now is, so I'm going to come back to the camera so you're not looking at me fumbling my way through my screen here. I will quickly show you. Okay, I'm going to actually, there's two ways with Colorsmith. So if you are on here, you can actually, you know what, I'll bring you back. I hopped off too soon. Here we go. So I'm back on the Taubmans website, back to colours, go down to Colorsmith. And here you can create your own paint colour. So on the web itself, you can actually upload a photo and you can get creating. Now, as I said, the other way you can actually create colour is by downloading an app called Colorsmith by Taubmans. And I'm going to take you to my iPad, where it is here. Pop myself back in the corner. So I'm on the iPad now, and the iPad here, as you can see, it's got the Colorsmith app in the corner. I'm going to hit that, because I want to show you how I made the colours for the last design that I brought up. So what you do is you actually hit create from match. There are 4 ways that you can create colour. As I said, you've got the website. You can actually take a photo and then create from that straight away. You can go to your photo library. You can use the Colorsmith window, or you can use a Colorsmith reader. But for tonight, I want to demonstrate to you creating colour from a photo. So, and the reason I want to do this tonight is because with so many people in lockdown, etc., and we're unable to visit our favourite destinations, I want to bring one of my favourite destinations to life. So I'm going to go into the photo library. I'm going to go into my albums, into Colorsmith, and I'm going to bring up this image. Now, this image was taken at a family holiday a couple of years ago on Fraser Island. It's a fantastic place, and it's a place that I'm luckily enough too frequent. Generally, it's usually maybe once a year. We all go up there with my family and my cousins, etc., and we have a wow of a time. So I took this photo. It's beautiful. The colours within the photo are just magical, and the colour of the water is something that I want to bring to life tonight. So I have uploaded the photo into Colorsmith. And you can see here, there's an eye on the screen that as I move the eye, there's a top band of colour. You can see the band of colour changing. So if I move down, I'm hoping everyone can see that. Fantastic. So I'm going to now take you to a tone here. I want to find the perfect tone. Look at that. That is beautiful. So now I'm going to hit select. And the next thing I'm going to do is save my colour. So I will hit save my colour. Now the next thing to do is hit manage, because what I want to do is I want to name my colour. So up in the corner there where it says edit name, I'm hitting edit name. And now I can call this, well, I mean, it's one of my favourite places, but you know, for tonight we'll call it Fraser Island. If I can spell again. Really not having much luck with spelling tonight. Okay, and then I'm going to hit OK. Now it brings me back to a screen like this. So there's quite a few things that I can do on this screen now. So the fantastic thing is what it does when you create a colour, it populates what they call a QR code. So where it says order in store, I'm going to hit on that now. You can see the QR code there. So that contains all of the information that is needed to create the colour. So that is the formula or the recipe for that colour. And then you can also see just below that it says share. So I can share the colour that I have created with, you know, friends via Facebook. So across all social media channels, via email, text, airdrop, etc. So this is a fantastic way that you can share the colour. I'll go back here. I can actually write a colour story, so I can write something, and you know, for example, for tonight, I would particularly write, you know, this is, oh, you know, a fantastic place that I love to visit with my family, etc., etc. But I won't, because the next thing I can do as well is, given that we're all at home, is I can hit order test pot. So I can create the colour, order it there, and then the next thing that I can do is send it off, and it will be delivered to my door, which is fantastic. So you can still, you know, have colour at your reach, even though we are in lockdown. So I'll go back to there, back to the colour, so that I can show you what else I can do. The next thing that is really, really fantastic, if I hit explore colours, this is where I can play with the colour. So as you saw from the design that I did before, I can actually look and go, okay, you know what I want to do? I want to create what we would ordinarily call a monochromatic colour scheme, which is, you know, the same colour, but we're diluting it or we're intensifying it. And this is what I can do here. So I can hit the next colour, which is next to it, save my colour, and then I could go back, navigating with the top arrow, and then I can look again and go, you know, I've got that one. I want to go lighter still. So here we go. I can hit save my colour. Same thing again. It's manage my colour, edit name, etc., etc. And I get to name all my colours. But if I go where the C is, you can see that from the top going down, the first three colours are the colours that I have created from that image, which I think is fantastic. Now there is another fantastic thing you can do as well. If you are looking to create, you know, a feature wall, and then you're going, you know, what colours are going to work with that? Back to the app here, you can hit combinations, and it brings up, as you can see, there is a colour palette there of colours that are designed to work with the colour that you have created. So it takes the guesswork out of having to work out what's going to work, etc., etc. So there you go. That is exactly how I created, and I'll take you back to the drawing very quickly. Where are we? I'll come back to my laptop. That's exactly how I created all of those colours that I have, popped into that drawing there. So there is another way of being able to create your own colours, to create your own, you know, feature points or feature walls, etc. within your space. So now I do have a lot of questions coming through, so I will come back to me. And I'll quickly, you're just going to have to bear with me for a moment, everybody. I'll just dial back into my laptop and let's see what we have so I can answer some questions. Okay, fantastic. All right, so the first question we have here is from Christy Adams. Hi Christy, thank you very much for joining our session tonight. So Christy has asked, what is a nice warm white for interior walls in a coastal home? Well, as luck would have it, I do have on my laptop here some beautiful warm whites. So I'm just going to go to Taubmans. Let's go back to Taubmans Web and I'll bring that back up onto the screen in just a moment. Where are we? Okay, so depending on how warm you want to go and giving a nice warm white for interior walls in a coastal home. So I guess I'm going to bring you back to my laptop now, back to the drop down colours that I do have. So if we're talking about a coastal home, and I better put myself back in the screen there. If we're talking about a coastal home, there are a couple of colours that I immediately think of. Aspen snow, alpine snow, they work really, really well within that coastal environment. But there is another way that you can actually look for colour as well. And when we talk about warm, so an easy thing to do when you can actually get back into a hardware store is to grab yourself one of our, I should show you the front of it before I go into it. It's our Taubmans Whites and Neutrals brochures. Oops, I've brought up Alpine Snow here. There we go. Now, the beauty of it is it makes it really easy to navigate around. On one side, it has cool whites and neutrals, and on the other side, it has warm whites and neutrals. So if I'm to look at warm whites and neutrals, and given that you want a warm white, you could certainly look at something like Taubmans Cloudburst or Strawn Grey. And now I will quickly pop those up here as well for you. Let's just see if I can grab that one for you. Here we go. Cloudburst. Oops, just taking a moment. Let's go down there. Here we go. There's Cloudburst, which is out of our whites and neutral brochure on the warm side. That is a beautiful white, and I know that that's going to work really, really well within a coastal environment. Another colour that you could look at also is Strawn Grey. Let's just see whether I can grab that one up here as well. Let's see, here we go. Strawn Grey. Oops, beautiful. Okay, we'll just take it down there and there we go. So there's a couple of beautiful warmer whites, very fitting for a coastal environment. So I hope that helps you. So I'll come back onto the screen. Let's see the next lot of questions that we have. Okay, Cheryl, thank you very much for joining our session tonight. We would love to add some coastal colour to our sunroom. The rest of the house is crisp white, but feel this room could do with some colour. Would love some suggestions, please. Okay, now I did actually see the photo that you had uploaded, and your space is beautiful, and I particularly love your windows. I think they are gorgeous. And I did look at the glass decorations, etc., that you had on your table, and that was the inspiration. I immediately thought of a few tones, so I'm going to bring them up here again. Okay, let me just see. Righty-o. It's just having a moment here. Okay. Right. Now there is a colour called Blue Willow and Mountain Stream. So what I'll do is I'll pop that in here and then I'll bring it up on the, here we go. Mountain Stream is a beautiful, beautiful tone. Depends on how much colour you are after. Okay, oh, here we go. Beautiful, right, up we come. Seems to be very, very slow here at the moment, for some reason. Okay, so I'll talk them while I'm waiting. So there are 3 tones that I'd suggest having a look at, and they're all available to look at if you hop onto taubmans.com.au. If you pop into the search, if you go into colours and then pop into the little search icon, there's a colour called Blue Willow. There is also a colour called Babbling Stream and also a colour called Mountain Stream. These are beautiful, dare I say, muted blue-grey greens, if you like. It's probably the best way to describe it. Now let me just see if I can bring this up. Here is Mountain Stream. It is gorgeous. It is an absolutely beautiful, beautiful tone. I really love this colour. And I do think that given it's coastal, that you've got crisp white, bringing this tone into your space, you know, and looking at the photo that you have and the amount of natural light that's coming in and the windows, this would look stunning. So have a look at that, and I do hope that that helps you. Thank you. Wow, we've got lots and lots and lots of questions here. Let me just see what else I've got. Okie dokie. Okay, hi Casey, thank you very, very much for joining our session. So I better come back to the screen. So my son wants a black bedroom. It's risky. What are your thoughts? Well, when I was consulting, so this is going back quite a few years ago, and I did help a lovely family, had a tween son, so just going into early, well, I suppose, teenage years, and he wanted a black bedroom. And so he had a black bedroom. He had a lot of, he had quite a big window, so he kept the ceiling white, the door white, all the trims around the window and the architrave and skirting white, and then went for a black, or you know, not necessarily a solid black, but effectively a very, very dark grey going into that black, and it looked fantastic. If you're going to do something like that, I think you'd want to make sure that you do get a little bit, or not necessarily a little bit, a fair bit of natural light in of a daytime, so that the room isn't too dark all of the time. For sleeping in, I don't think that having a black room is an issue. Yeah, so certainly have a look at it, or even look at really, really dark charcoal. So I'm going to take you very quickly. Let's go back to colours, paint colours. Where are we now? Let's have a look at greys and blacks. And I'll bring back the laptop in a moment. I'm just waiting for it to load. And I can show you some beautiful tones that could work. I definitely have a look at Mojo. Mojo is a very dark charcoal, but it still has an element of warmth to it. So something like that could work really, really well. And I would accent that with a really fresh, bright white. I think that would work extremely well. Let's have a look. Okay, back to the laptop. Let's have a look. I'm up in the corner. Hi, everybody. Okay, so we're back now here looking. Here is Mojo. I'll grab that and pop that up on the screen. Okay, there is Mojo there. Mojo is beautiful, and I do think that's something that I'd say have a look at a tone like that, not necessarily black, but have a look at something like that to start off with. And that sort of colour you can accent with some beautiful blues, teals, etc. to still maintain a bit of colour and excitement in the space. Oh, what else have we got? Let's go back. Let's just have a little look down here. So if you hop on here, as I said, taubmans.com.au, and navigate your way around, you can see some beautiful, beautiful tones. I mean, you can certainly look at, there's another colour here, not necessarily black, but going into quite a dark tone, which is lava grey, which tends to, when it's sort of in its entirety and you're looking at it as an actual colour, it has a slight sort of blue undertone, so it does still give you it has some life to it as well, if you like. So that's certainly, I'll get that up on the screen so you can have a look at that. Here we go here. So there you go. So that's another colour to look at. And you know, if you really want to go black, Taubmans all black or trendy. I love trendy, as I showed you before. It's a fantastic colour. Okay, let me have a look. Okay. Hi Trudy, thank you very much for joining our session. So your question is, or what you're wanting to know is, you're looking for a nice bright white with colour, with some colour to it, sorry, but not a dark shade, old style house, timber floors. Okay, so you've got, when you say timber floors, are they a lighter timber or a darker timber? Because that's going to obviously affect the tone that we go for. And talk me through, Trudy, do you get a lot of natural light, or so that I can work out whether you're going to need a cooler white or a warmer white? So if you can come back to me with those two. So what sort of tone is your timber floor? Is it light or dark? And do you get a lot of natural light, etc.? Come back to me with that, and I can certainly give you some beautiful whites that you can work with that, you know, still have a little bit of colour to them. Thank you. Okay, I'm just going through here. I think, let me just see here. There's probably a couple more questions there, but I'm actually going to need to hop off the screen to navigate my way through those. But don't forget, and I haven't written it down, so I'm going to be just flying as I say this on the hop. We do have a competition going at the moment. I'll come back to the screen. We do have a competition going where 5 lucky viewers can each win a free colour consultation. So what you need to do is tell us in 25 words or less, you know, what your colour conundrum is, and why. Basically, you know, if you can tell us your colour conundrum, then we'll know why or how we can help you if you like. And if you can, in the feed, and we will in the feed tonight, pop down the terms and conditions and a little bit more information about it, because you need to hashtag Taubmans colour consultation. I think that's what I'm supposed to be saying here. As I said, I'm on the fly here, but we'll pop it into the feed so that you can completely get a feel for what we're going on. But do please enter. It's a great chance for, as I said, 5 lucky viewers to have a free colour consultation, and we can certainly help you with all of your colour queries. So great opportunity there. But I think that concludes our session for tonight. As we always say, thank you very much for joining us. It's been great, another great session. Lots of interaction, so I thank you all for that, and I will stay back after this now and answer all of your questions. As I said, we are you know, behind the scenes for the next half an hour or so. So if you do have further questions, please pop them into the feed. Please join us again, same time next week. Until then, everybody out there, stay safe. And as I always say, happy painting. Thanks very much. Bye.